Hello again, everyone. The Bearded Prepper coming back to you. I wanted to introduce you to the new generation of my chicken flock. I showed you a video previously where I took my scrap pile and turned it into a chicken coop. Only have $30 invested in it, just to demonstrate how you can go from a scrap heap to a decent chicken coop, functional chicken coop, without having to spend a ton of money. Use the resources around you. And I had intended to hatch some chicks out, but you know, I've told you before, when opportunity presents itself, seize it. And I found these chicks were some of the last ones at a Rural King farm store. And so I decided to seize the opportunity. They were priced reasonably, still at the same prices or less than many people have been pricing them over the past couple of years. Anyway, so I took advantage of the situation. I purchased a few boxes full of chicks. Some of these are for actually one of my friends that had told me previously if I hatched chicks or found some, to get some for him as well. So I'm starting them off inside. And you know, this is the wrong time of year, according to most people, to start chicks. Moving into the winter, a winter of uncertainty. But you know, I just kind of wanted to run through a few of the tips so that any of you can also not only start a chicken flock this time of year while you know you still can. Because hey, listen folks, guess what's going to happen to supply of chicks if you can't get eggs in the store, or the price of chicken meat increases exponentially, or you can't get it in the store? Demand is going to drive the price, and it's going to drive the availability. So the gentleman there that helped me purchase these chicks and in the store told me that he had, for the first time ever, started his own flock because of what he sees going on around him, because he couldn't afford the eggs anymore. And you know, we've always said eggs were one of the staples for people that couldn't afford a lot of food. They could at least afford, you know, egg protein and stuff like that. But you know, we see them climbing exponentially in the stores these days. So if we see this continue and the economy continue to worsen, demand for these type of you know, I would say preps, or you know, these types of items such as chicks, and the supplies you need to start them are going to be very hard to come by and very expensive. So without further ado, one thing you will need is chicks. Either you hatch them, you purchase them. As you can see there, there's a feeder. That's a fancy feeder. It doesn't have to be that way. It just kind of keeps them from getting all in the feed and scratching it out and wasting feed. So I do have one of those. It's relatively inexpensive. And you see there I have a little water jug. You don't have to use a small jug. You can use a larger jug. I like the gravity feed because it gives them a constant supply of water. Very important, for me at least. You see there's a little bit of sawdust, but it's mostly pebbles there in the bottom. For the first few days, fill the rim up mostly with pebbles, because these little newborn chicks, sometimes they're just like newborns. They're not very smart and experienced in the world, and I have had a few of them drowned actually in that little bit of water before. If someone steps on their head or they get their beak a bit too far, it doesn't take much and they'll drown, and you'll find them laying in the water there. So I put the pebbles in for the first few days just to kind of avoid that. So you know what, chicks are just like people. I mean, you've got to have shelter, you've got to have food, you got to have water and safety. I've got them protected indoors here, and this is an important addition as well. You have to have this until the chicks get rid of this fuzz and have their feathers. I mean, it's just a little heat lamp. They're relatively inexpensive as well. If you don't want to use the electricity, you don't have access to electricity, or want another option, it's not the light, it's the warmth. So, you know, they need to stay really warm. So some people I've known to You know, bring them even indoors, put them close to a wood stove or something like that. Maybe have some kind of heating element, like a heating pad or something for them. But they can't really regulate their heat. So you have to give them, you know, some kind of heat source. So, and as these chicks grow, you can see the little white feathers on their wings already. These chicks are a couple days old. Within the first few days, you can actually use their feathers to determine their sex. Here's one thing to remember. Boys are all the same, girls are different. They're all different. So the hens will have different size feathers on their wings. The boys will be all the same length all the way across. That is the way I use. It's the way I learned from some of the old timers I grew up. May not be 100% accurate all the time, but I've found it to be pretty darn close myself. But it's only accurate within the first few days of life for chicks. So if you're going to start chicks, make sure you have a warm place, a dry, protected place for them. Have, you know, plenty of feed, and it has to be chicken starter feed. It can't just be any old chicken feed. You can get medicated to fight against any chick-borne diseases in the first few weeks as well. If you want that assurance, make sure they have food, water, clean place to live. Put a little sawdust or straw or something down for them to live in, and some type of heat source such as this little lamp here. So with that, as long as you keep them until they're fully feathered before you move them out in the elements, and gradually you know, desensitize them to the cold. Maybe I'll put this heat lamp on their roosting box or something at first. You can start chicks this time of year. And guess what? By springtime, when the rest of the world is coming to life, these chicks are going to be fully grown and giving me some fresh farm eggs. So until next time, seek the wisdom of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Be prepared. God bless. I'm the Bearded Prepper, signing off.